Raining in light, research. Research. Since the beginning of time, and perhaps before a word was used to define it, there was research. Research is what we're doing when we're collecting, gathering, investigating, analyzing, and interpreting information to solve a problem or bring about any knowledge or understanding. Research can be of existing knowledge and to enhance it, and it could be to provide new knowledge. There are several types of research, and they all are aimed at doing the same thing. Examine. When we research, we sometimes test things out, that is, apply the knowledge. By researching, we are saturating ourselves in discovery mode. We research for insight. We research to share knowledge. Research is aimed at growing not just our minds, but our lives overall. When we research, we can learn more about ourselves, not just who we are, but where we've been, and certainly where we are headed, and because we may discover our interests and which path we'd like to take. When we research, if we're doing it effectively, we're taking notes, and so that we have reference points and possibly a guide to use again and again if needed. Research is an exploration. We've done it for so many things and will continue to do it for so many reasons. Why not explore ourselves? Who we are and what makes us up. We are constantly evolving. Why don't we consider our exploration as the evolution of our mind, our body, and our spirit? We can research ourselves and starting with where we stand today and how we've been able to come so far. Beginning the research of who we are could be a healthy distraction if we do it right and in consideration of our journey thus far. Getting to know ourselves in just the same as is the work in getting to know someone else. Learning what we like and what we don't like. Learning what we could work on. Eliminate what we no longer need and cultivate what we want more of is the assignment of this research. Sometimes we need to take a step back and apply what we use in relationships with others in order to develop the most healthy relationship we can with our very own self. When choosing a partner, we want someone we can trust. Do we trust ourselves? We want someone we can count on. Can we count on ourselves? We want someone who will not neglect us. Do we neglect ourselves in any way? We want someone who will not hurt us in any way. Do we hurt ourselves? We want someone who will love us unconditionally. Do we love ourselves in this way? No matter our answers to the questions, our journey is in progress, and therefore we have some research to do and applications to be made. Research. We'll soon discover that we may not be considered an expert of anything except of ourselves. Experts. We know what makes us tick and we know what soothes us. With research, we'll learn how to control the tics and how to self-soothe throughout our day to bring ourselves to calm throughout any chaos. Research. In doing so, we learn that the calmest part of a storm is the center. In this moment, and with all that we may have going on, demands from work, from home, of loved ones and of strangers, pressures, financial manners, and time and otherwise. Let's accept and embrace. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. As we breathe in acceptance, we'll move to the eye of the storm, the center. In research of a storm, the eye is not completely understood, though it is known that the eye develops when the wind speed picks up dramatically. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. And just like our life and the days of it, as chaos picks up and attempts to throw us around, there is a place to calm that we can uncover and discover and deep within our core. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. Our spirit is there. It is where the calm lives. It is where the calm invites us. The same way our body has a stress response and a response to it, we also have a calm response that is waiting to be used just as much. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. The calm of the storm, referred to as the eye. Our eyes, referred to as our source of sight. And without the ability to see, we do have our third eye, which is waiting to be accessed. Our third eye, and at the center of our forehead, enlightenment, and after any darkness. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. Wisdom is within our third eye. And if that's too much for anyone, we do hold wisdom. And again, right at our center and our core. And even still, even without a name, it is accessible through meditation, through prayer, through daily reflections in the quiet and the stillness of ourselves. Research will tell us that not everything has to be said. Clarity can be gained through observance. Appreciation can be taken from intentionally breathing, and while calming ourselves, we can encounter a moment of peace. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. Research. We have earned this moment, this lesson of calm. Research. What are our goals? What's our typical mood? What memories do we hold? Check in with our loved ones for their perspective of us. Research is about seeing the big picture of who we are. What's our interests? What don't we like? What do we love? What are our strengths and what are our weaknesses? Through research of ourselves, we come to self-realization. This happens when we learn ourselves. We come into self-actualization once we come to reaching our full potential, the fine development of us socially, creatively, and intellectually. Self-actualization was discovered years ago and placed on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We heard about this in earlier episodes, and in order to reach this stage, certain other stages must be met with the help of others. And this is worth researching. Have our physiological needs been met? How safe do we feel, not just in this moment, but in all moments? Do we feel love and as though we belong? How's our self-esteem? Some say that we do not become our truest self until we're about 50 years old. This may be due to the need for lived experiences and the ability to introspect and retrospect who we are and the days of our lives. Some of us may feel as though we've already become our truest self and have even surpassed the stages of Maslow's hierarchy. If this is the case, cool, because we are reminded that we are or can become the experts of ourselves. Becoming an expert takes wisdom, it takes intellect, and it takes understanding, and all within us knowing that we can continue to grow if we allow ourselves to. And for this, we are learning each second of the day. Research allows us to analyze. When we are able to do this, we can make best decisions. Reigning in light allows us to consider and accept the united force and power of our mind, body, and spirit.